Hello there, welcome back to Simon's Shed. It's time for another layout update on the Severn Valley Railway, which is my N-gauge layout that I'm building of part of the Severn Valley Railway. So let's crack on. This time we've got new artwork, more landscaping, wheel cleaning and back seeing issues. So yes, hope you're all well, and those of you that went to Whalley had a good time, as I certainly did. I am now going to switch the heater on because it's about 25 degrees Fahrenheit outside, like -4 degrees C. So I'm going to crack the heater on and get on with some progress. So yes, now that the walls are all boarded, I decided to do a bit of decorating. So I put up the bits that I had already. Also got some old sort of GWR posters that I printed out and stuck those up. And I think these are from the Bachman Collectors Club calendar for the months that have that we've gone past. The calendar itself is up there, so I just chop those up. Might have a look around for some cheap frames or something, because they're literally just sort of blue tacked onto the wall at the moment. Yeah, we got another print out there, another calendar picture, and this one in the middle here, as well as that one in the middle there, I just found on eBay going fairly cheap, and that looks very much to me like Victoria Bridge. It's the loco is Hagley Hall, which is appropriate as that's just down the road, as in Hagley Hall, the building itself, and I think they are now restoring the actual loco Hagley Hall. Correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, that's probably the most relevant one to the actual layout. And yeah, got a old sort of enamel sign that I found a picture of and printed that out as well. So it's looking a bit more jolly now. It'll do for now. I want to sort of add to it and maybe put some, I don't know, what do you reckon, some kind of railway honour up there. I did find, again, I can't remember, I think it was on eBay, you can have a custom sort of metal sign made in the sort of either a railway totem style one or a sort of curved sort of loco plate nameplate one, but it's about 50 quid for any sort of decent sized one, so I might do that at some point, but for now I think that looks a lot better than it did. So initially, and you'll have to excuse the howling wind outside if you can hear it, if it's picking it up. It is rather breezy today, but initially let's get you caught up with where I am in terms of the progress. I think since last time you saw it, possibly this is new in terms of the base. So we've now got both sides of the bridge sort of formed. The light's terrible, sorry for that, there's really bright sunshine coming through the window. So that's now pretty good. There will be a ramp coming down here, so that's not the final ground level, but it slots in after a bit of sanding and a bit of carving. It does slot in quite nicely there, and I believe, oh no, I was going to say I thought I glued it in place, but I haven't actually yet. Obviously still got to do the banking up this side and that side, but it's not glued in yet. So I need to put some grass down there, obviously. What else have I done? I've had a go with this sort of tape with the ballast on it and painted it. As I said in the last video, most of this will be covered up, so I'm reasonably happy with it. I might need to go over it with the paint again. Another thing you may have spotted is I've painted up this little card sort of barrier that I made a while ago and just painted it in the appropriate colour, and that looks pretty good. And I've also stuck the shelter, it's now glued down in place. I need to do something about this because I had a bit of a spillage with the glue as I was sticking it down, and unfortunately I was using super glue, so it instantly stuck, but we can fix that, I think. Again, just to remind you, these nails are supposed to be station lamps, or they're sort of markers for where they'll go. So moving up here, I've done a bit more detailing over this bit, as you can see with the telegraph pole in place. This should be sort of more here. The wire represents where a fence is going to go. Also got some plasticard, 1/2 mil and 1 mil, and made a little signpost and just stuck a little notice on, because there is one in real life. And also with the plasticard I made this metal gate here because I couldn't find one that was sort of ready-made that looked like the real one, so I thought I'd have a go at making one myself, which is good. And the screws are probably where I'm going to put the trees. I haven't actually put the trees in yet, just to sort of mark that out and get an idea. And also I've stuck on, started this sort of bushes stroke hedgerow that runs around this area, which will lead me on to a bit of a mystery. But yeah, I just made this with the Woodland Scenics foliage and put some runny sort of PVA, watered down PVA on it, and then put some fine turf scatter on to make it look a bit more realistic, and that's turned out okay. But you notice here by the gate it's very flat, which I thought was very odd, because I glued it down, and if it was the glue reacting with it, it would be flat all the way around. And also noticed that some of these nails were screws were knocked over, and realised that probably the cat Tilly has jumped on here, and pretty much the only bit of the layout with actual scenery on it, she's found a nice comfy spot in the corner there and lay on it. That's the only thing I can think, because it's very odd, so I'll have to redo this bit of the bush because it's just completely flat almost. So yeah, any suggestions for how to keep cats off layouts, please add them in the comments. I might end up making some kind of cover for it, like a sheet of wood that rests on here maybe, and comes down to here. Because once I start adding a lot of details, if she starts squashing everything, that's going to get quite annoying quite quickly. Almost forgot, because I did it a little while ago, just after the last update in fact. This is not moving, i.e. the ballast is stuck down from there, and I thought may as well carry on. This is actually sort of fully glued down, so it was a bit scary putting the watered down PVA on with the sort of syringe thing. I had to be very careful next to this card platform edge, but because of the matte varnish that I sprayed it with, and because I was very careful, it doesn't seem to have run in terms of the colours. So that's a relief, and it's turned out pretty well. Pretty pleased with the ballasting. It's not my favourite thing in the world, but it's turned out quite neatly, and I sort of got back into the technique of how to do it. And if I can find it, I'll show you in a sec one of the things that helped. But this is all stuck down. We had a bit of a strange occurrence with these white bits here, because I used the same glue, but for some reason here it's left little white patches, and obviously got to here and stopped. So I think I'm going to weather this with the airbrush anyway, so they will be covered up, but it's a little bit annoying. But at least we've now got some ballasting done, and we can sort of carry on with the scenery all the way around this area. So once I'd got the ballast in place, positioned it with a little paintbrush and brushed it between the sleepers and so on, got it exactly how I wanted it. What I did then was to spray it with water with a drop of washing up liquid in as usual, but this spray bottle, which I got off eBay, I think it was about £6 or £7 actually, but it's sort of a hairdressing spray bottle, but the point is it sprays a really fine mist, and it sort of, if you spray it above the ballast, it sort of lands on it without actually moving the ballast, which is very handy. And then once it's all wet, you don't touch it at all with your fingers, because it'll just start clumping up. At that point you just leave it and then use the syringe and syringe the watered down PVA over it, again with a little drop of washing up liquid in it to help it sort of disperse, and that seems to have worked quite well. One quick thing to show you is I bought a new wheel cleaner for the locos. This is just off eBay, and it's just the N-gauge version of this, so you've got the contacts on the bottom. I'm sure most of you have seen these already, but yeah, I thought it'd be good to try and get another solution for cleaning my loco wheels, because my old wheel cleaner doesn't seem to work that well anymore. So obviously you simply put the loco on there, and you probably can't see, but the wheels are now going around, and the bristles there are giving it a good clean. The only thing is, I wish maybe I'd bought two, to be honest, because then you could put one wheel set there and also clean the other one at the same time. But so far it does seem a lot better and seems to get rid of the grime a lot easier than my old one. So there we go, simple as that. And away she goes. So that part went quite well. As you can see now, we've got a nice field running down here with some nice variations in the colours. Try and give you an overview. So happy with that. However, what didn't go so well is the back scene. What I tried to do is cut it down and sort of slot it behind here, like so. But unfortunately, it's proving rather difficult to get it down behind there first of all. Second of all, I did try and glue it on, and I ended up marking it in a couple of places. So I think that one's destined for the bin, unfortunately. I could buy another one and have another go, but I think that's still going to leave me with issues in terms of the scale. If you look at the platform shelter here, and then look at the trees in the background, it just doesn't make any sense in terms of the scale. I think the trees are just way too big. They're supposed to be in the distance, so not entirely sure what to do, to be honest. My only other option or plan at the moment is to do the same as we've got over here with the board at the end, and just paint a sky colour on, and then maybe get some photos and cut bits out of the photos to actually stick on to the background, so that this is all painted blue, and then we just maybe like stick a little bit of a photo of the house or some kind of background scene on top of the blue, just to give it a bit of depth. That's the only way I can see it working at the moment. So yeah, very difficult to add the background in after you've got the scenery there, which, to be fair, I knew it was going to be tricky, but there's also the scaling problems as well. So yeah, not the best note to end the video on, but there we go, another challenge to overcome. If you have any other ideas, please let me know in the comments, but I think for now we will leave it there. So thanks very much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon.